Exonation, my guest this hour is Stephen C. Meyer. We've been talking to Stephen about his book entitled Darwin's Doubt, The Explosive Origin of Animal Life and the Case for Intelligent Design. www.darwinsdoubt.com. It's available in paperback now. There's been a new added chapter that extensively responds to various reactions within the scientific community. His book is available in all major bookstores as well as all online major bookstores. This, my friends, is a must because this book just kind of brings everything together that we've talked about here over the last 22 years. You know, fact is stranger than fiction, Stephen, and I think that you have been doing a great job of presenting that over the past hour, which, by the way, has gone by so fast. How close are we to knowing what our true origins are?
Well, I think what we get are some interesting glimmers. And there was a book by a famous sociologist, Peter Berger, a few years ago, and it was he had a chapter entitled Rumors of Angels. And we've lived for the last 150 years or more, really, since the late 19th century. I think our academic institutions, our scientific communities have been very influenced by a philosophy called materialism, which says that matter and energy are the thing from which everything else came. And so there are a lot of surprising things being discovered today in science that are surprising because of the materialistic sensibilities of people in the scientific community. We've inherited an outlook, a philosophy that is really too narrow. It's closing us off to aspects of reality. And every once in a while, we're getting rumors of something beyond the material realm breaking into our awareness. And I think the discovery of the information-bearing properties of DNA was just one such discovery. When you encounter code, when you encounter systems of communication, you know that there are communicators or agents behind that. One illustration I used in my first book, Signature in the Cell, was imagine you're an explorer on a remote uncharted island, and you come into a cave and you find all kinds of markings on the cave wall, and after you stay for a while and you start to make sense of the markings, and you realize, no, this is a form of communication. You're not going to infer that wind and erosion or tidal action produced those inscriptions. You're going to say there was a person here before me.
Yeah.
And in fact, we've made exactly that kind of inference in archaeology all the time. The Rosetta Stone, which sits in the British Museum, is a perfect example of an artifact which was discovered that led the scientists to conclude that there was a who rather than just a what that was responsible for it. They concluded that a scribe had written those passages in the three different languages. And so information, I think, is a distinctive hallmark of intelligence. It doesn't fit with the traditional materialistic view, which wants to explain everything by reference to matter and energy alone. But what we're learning in the 20th and 21st century is that there's a third fundamental aspect of reality. That aspect is information, and everything we know from our uniform and repeated experience, which is the basis of all scientific reasoning, is that information comes from a mind. And so we have to open our own minds up to the reality of intelligence or mind. It's something that may defy the material philosophy, but there it is.
Steve, I hate to do this, but we're out of time for tonight. I've given you an open invitation. Anytime you'd like to come back, my friend, please let me know. Thank you so much for your great work. Thank you for being with us tonight, and I wish you much success.
Hey, and thank you for the great conversation and questions. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Steve. Exonation Stephen Meyer has been our guest. www.darwinsdoubt.com. I'll be back on the other side of the news at 6.5 minutes past the hour as we continue here in the X Zone. Don't go away.